Yeah. Hey.
All right. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Michele Maher here again today. And I'm here with Patti Pokorchak. She has graciously given me her time today to talk about the situation, the challenging times that we're going through right now, and how to keep a positive mindset while getting creative, serving in your business, and possibly pivoting to, online where possible. So, Patti, thank you. And just let us know a bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. I'm Patti Pokorchak, small biz sales coach, but I see myself really as a business strategist. I'm all about sales and marketing. Despite my company name, I always look at growing, helping people grow their businesses in a way that's fun and profitable and sustainable. And when you mentioned service, to me, sales, which I learned decades ago, and has always been my thing, my opinion is sales is being of service to others. It's never being that pushy, aggressive, you must sign on the dotted line kind of thing. It's always been asking good questions, figuring out there's a need. Can I help you? That's it, and then backing away. So it's never that real push, push, push. I'm pretty laid back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Enthusiastic, but laid back.
Yes. And you have a very a long history in entrepreneurship as well.
Yes, I do. Everything from a high-tech company selling barcode systems around the world. And then I went from high-tech to low-tech and being a farmer. So I had a retail business, a hobby farm, and a garden center. So yeah, I cover everything legal for money is how I put it. Yes.
Yes. So you have a lot of experience anyhow,
Yeah.
in running businesses, building businesses, and so on. So I guess we're now, it's been a while since we've been in told to stay home. Initially, I know for myself, the fear was huge, going through that whole fear mindset thing like that. And probably for the first few days, probably week, say. And now it's almost seeming like we're kind of, this is where we are and we're continuing. So I guess the important thing to me was getting away from that fear and getting out of that fear. And what I found to be the best was just to stop watching the news.
Oh, that's great idea. Great idea. Yeah, or if I'm old school, I still read my news in the mornings and I just turn the page and go, yeah, I don't need to read about that. It's just looking for the good. I mean, it's good to be informed, but
We have to, yes, we have to be informed. We have to know what we're supposed to do.
yeah,
But I know initially I was getting really consumed and wanting to find out more and more. I think because there was just so much uncertainty and so much unknown that you felt like you needed to know what was happening. And also everything was changing so quickly. I felt like in mid-March, each day was like 6 months, say, or something, like for how much things
I,
changed.
I actually booked a holiday like 3 days before the lockdown started. And I'm sort of going, I had a travel agent too. Like I didn't book it on myself, but it's like right now practically to be in Costa Rica for a week. Luckily I got most of my money back, but yeah, it's just, I never lived through something like this. It's quite
Wow.
unusual. I mean, I've lived through the financial crashes, the dot bombs, the recessions. And the one thing we know for sure is the market share of companies out there will be switching. There's going to be, unfortunately, some companies that won't survive. And I think it's, Canada is one of the worst indebted, consumer debted country in the world. In the developing world, we have the highest level of consumer debt, which is $1.76 for every dollar of disposable income. So we're quite,
Oof.
personally, 50% of Canadians live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's not a good place to be. So I think, we've always, I've traveled a lot. I've been to Africa. I've been to third world countries, communist countries. I've seen in that at a young age, 20 something on my own, and experience what it's like to live in less rich countries and with less freedoms. And that's, so you start, so at 26, I stopped taking my freedom for granted. And when 20 years ago, I did an installation in Haiti where literally I had Johnny with the shotgun, riding shotgun, like to did a normal barcode installation that in the normal world would not need a shotgun, and my accountant who I was training had a handgun. So,
Oh,
just
oh,
the whole undercurrent of violence. And my driver, who was well paid, made $150 Canadian or US a month. He was rich. That meant he could afford a 2-room shanty instead of just a one. So, when you go through stuff like that, you kind of take the I guess I live in a sense of appreciation a lot more than I always figure every Canadian should go to Haiti for a week and he'd never complain about first world problems again, because it's,
right,
and I think that
right,
was really influenced. And plus, I'm in sales, and in sales, you always have to be optimistic and hopeful. And so what I'm saying is, when I see sales as more of a matchmaker where, hey, Michelle, let me poke a little and ask you questions. Where does it hurt? And when it does hurt, I go, hey, I've got a solution for that. Do you want it? I have to detach from the outcome. I have to, if you don't want to, if now's not the right time,
right.
or you don't trust me, or you just don't want to go that way, well, that's fine. It's in my inside voice, it says your loss, because I'm the only Patti Pokorchak in the world. So why wouldn't you want to work with me? But I think it's for what I find the difference. I also teach at Ryerson, students of the 20 something, 19 to 21 on average. They have no fear of sales because they've been sold to their whole lives, on social media and on the internet. So they have no
Right.
fear. They don't have that same, I'd say 40 plus has the fear and has that stigma.
Well,
Um,
it's a perception, and what we had, the used car salesman, or the door vacuum door to
Doing
door
horse sales, I
salesman
know.
or something. But for me, I always found that when I found the car salesman the worst. I don't know. My experience always just, yeah, no. Yeah.
That's changing. I mean, I bought a car a
Oh,
year
it's
ago,
definitely
and
changed.
they're not like that anymore. But I think that perception and sales, there's 167 universities now that grant degrees in sales in mainly North America. So it's becoming a respected profession. There's, at Ryerson, I'm one of 5 teachers or professors who teach sales. That's the
Right.
first. We have the first Sales Leadership Advisory Council, which, I've been on the entrepreneurship one for years now, but it's the first sales one. So it was a historic occasion. But you've got Microsoft, LinkedIn, DHL, Marriott, IBM are all part of this council, and me showing up for the entrepreneurs. So, but
Nice.
it's a revolution in business education, and it's fabulous to be part of it.
Yes, right,
I'm
right,
pushing
exactly.
it.
And I
Yeah.
think that, yeah, this whole situation that, challenging times that we're going through right now is really giving us the chance to stop. We've had all the distractions removed from us so that we can actually take a break and think about what we really want to do, whether it is with respect to our business or just our life, habits, daily habits. Are we happy with the way we were living our life? There's so many aspects to it.
Yeah, it's like Mother Nature's pressing a huge reset button for our lives, because we were in this busy, 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 frazzled, just too much going on, too much superficiality, I guess, is one way of looking at it. Materialistic, celebrity obsessed. I mean, if it kicks off that K family from I'm just the useless. Ah, yeah. I mean, I just, I haven't, to me, business has always been the fair exchange of value for money. And I don't get any value from those, and the fact that she's the youngest billionaire just makes me want to puke. But anyways, besides that, but yes, it's a great time to, I have this saying you have to slow down to go faster. And now is a great time to get in a quiet space and go, who do you really, think strategically of where you want to be in the future? Who do you want to sell to? How can you elevate your business? Because now's a great time to reach out and contact people. Hey, how are you
Yes.
doing? And then go, no, how are you really doing? Right? So not because it's such a, I remember once I was somebody messaged me and said, how are you doing? I go, fine. And I went, no, I'm not. I'm sitting here crying my eyes out. And it's just like, but it was so automatic. So I think now's the time to reach out and just talk to people, communicate.
It,
You
it definitely it is. It is. It's a time to just reach out and see how people are doing, because we have never been through anything like this. This
know,
is huge from a global scale. Um,
yeah,
Everything shut down. You know, who would have ever anticipated Las Vegas be shut down? Like,
wow,
you
yeah,
know, that's to me like that shows you really huge. We've got sports, Las Vegas shut down, every single um tourist attraction, you know.
even Oktoberfest in Munich is
Oh,
canceled.
oh, it is. I
Yeah,
didn't
so Oktoberfest is
hear
actually
that.
in September, just to fool the tourists. It's the last 2 weeks of September going into the first weekend of October. But
And
yeah,
they have announced it's
six
canceled.
million people go to that. It's huge. Yeah, I used to live around the corner, so I was one of those
Yeah,
multiple guests. Yeah,
right.
it's huge. Like it literally, if you fly over Munich when it's on, like it's just this, you can just see where it is.
Max.
There's all this light.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so a lot of things, so that's September, and we're in April still. So a lot of things are going to change,
yeah,
and it's going to be, I guess, a progressive getting back to normal. We don't even know what it's going to look like, but like you say, this is a good time to sit back and lay the foundation,
yeah.
do a lot of that back end work, in terms of where you were heading before with your business, and does that still make sense, or is there a different avenue? Like I say, most so many people have pivoted to online wherever possible, because all the brick and mortar stores had to close, that are non-essential,
Yeah.
and but you can still do online. So how can you serve your clients online?
Yeah, I mean, the postal service is still working. The couriers. I mean, if you're selling a product like your wonderful jewelry, you can still ship it out. That's not
Yeah.
an issue. The thing you might be thinking of is, what stores would I contact to, talk about my jewelry? Can I do pop-up shops when they're open to give them an excuse to start using your imagination? I always say that the best thing is use this and less of the money. Is think about, okay. I've been wanting to call these 100 local stores and talk about joint ventures, pop-up shops, what to do for Christmas, because it's start to plan now, and then you'll be booked
Hmm.
for 3 months, right?
Right, and they're not busy right now.
No,
So
so and they need to start planning, like when, like Germany is already opening up small stores. So that's happening faster than, so it's gonna, I think the opening is gonna be a staged opening.
the staggered, yeah, yeah.
Staggered, yeah. And it's so they'll open up the smaller stores, some other little restaurants. I mean, I feel totally badly for those people, but say you were servicing the restaurant industry, well, yeah, like now's a good time to call them and just if they're the ones that have a cushion or of savings to get them through this, or have
Right,
insurance, for example. And I guess some of the bigger places have insurance, but it's just like, helping them, okay, what if this? What if you could do this? How can I help you? Let's plan. And that helps you stay optimistic. If you've got something to look forward to, and you can keep, writing your newsletter to people and say, yeah, we're still open for takeout orders. Yes, we're still open for takeout. And I know in my neighborhood, Long Branch here, they have a couple of special, the Boy Scouts are doing contactless deliveries, because
okay.
like Uber Eats and just whatever, all those delivery
Yeah,
apps, they take 30% of the sales for the restaurants.
they take
They're-
30%.
yeah,
Oh,
so that's why
wow.
it's better to call directly and pick up from the curb, because you're
Hmm.
just giving them 30% more.
I didn't realize it was that high, that it was 30%. So yeah, definitely. And this is the time to support those local
Yeah,
restaurants. And I think your Long Branch, the Facebook page, I think I've seen
yeah.
that they have something, maybe a little subsection supporting small
Yeah, there's a
local restaurants or
directory.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a very
yeah,
close knit neighborhood, and
right.
support each other. And there's a new directory of businesses.
And
I've offered,
that's what we have to do. We have to support the small businesses to get through
yeah,
this time.
and that's by spending locally if you can, rather than online with Amazon. That's
Yes,
yeah, yeah. So if
yes,
I mean, unless it's a grocery delivery, I guess there's no reason to really buy anything from Amazon except books. I suppose I'm missing my library, that's for sure. But
right,
I have a lifetime worth of books here that I haven't read, so I'm not too disturbed by that. Yeah,
right.
but just
Yeah,
supporting the small business is it's I was going to say is in whatever way you can is that's part of that outreach where I've volunteered my time and experience and knowledge to any business in the area that wants to tap into me. Because I
right.
have retail experience. As I say, I'm full of wacky ideas that work. Even in the boring barcode system, we had parties and birthday parties for imaginary dogs. Like, here we go. My my $1 million bestseller came with a $5,000 boring barcode system, but you
Oh,
can have so much fun with things, and I guess that's another thing is how can you make your business more fun? How can you make it more stand out more? How can you learn
right.
stuff? I mean, there's so many opportunities to learn, whether it's online through text or videos or podcasts. There's no reason to be bored. That's for sure.
No, there's so much content out there right now. So many people are providing free webinars and yeah, Zoom calls, and they even just, the networking that you can do now, because you can just do networking with anybody. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter on your location as such.
No, no,
Depending on what your business is, of course. If your business is not location specific, then you can network all over, all
well,
over the world.
even for you, there's no reason why you don't because you do
No,
business, right? So, I mean,
right, I can,
well,
yeah.
people will see, oh, I love how it just glistens in the sunlight here. It's absolutely, I don't know if
It
you
does.
picking up on it, because it's just,
Yes, yes.
it's,
Yeah, it
uh,
is.
but I don't know, but it's a happy glow because it's just like the strobe lights, I guess, the disco ball going
Yes,
bring me
yeah,
to my childhood here. But yeah,
definitely.
I think there's so many reasons to, we're still, compared to other countries I've been to, we're still so bloody rich, like, you know, that we're not, I mean, it's a bit of a pain. I keep forgetting to get dressed up warmly to go stand in line for the grocery store. So I'm so used to just going in and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta go wait for a bit,
I
So
know, I know. Or you can't just go, like I was used to sometimes making dinner and I forgot something and I could just run over, 10 minutes and come back, just run through. And
yeah,
that doesn't happen anymore. There's no running through, in
yeah.
and out. But this is also the time, yeah, the time to serve, time to reach out to your clients. But also, it's a great time to do some, whether it's brainstorming with other entrepreneurs, or possible reaching out to see who you can collaborate with
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
And going forward, some of the people who have live events can now do online workshops or even an online event. I know somebody who has, normally her once a year in May, she has an event, a live event, and now she's doing it online.
it's
So
company of women, me and Dave.
um, no,
Oh,
no, this was actually somebody, just an independent,
oh,
not part of a networking group, just
right.
her
Wow.
own event.
Yeah.
And she, of course, had no idea how to do it, put it online, but now she's got it online, she's planned it. And now going forward, she can probably, now she's going to be able to reach quite a larger audience because the location doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And then going forward, she can have an online event and a live event, and then have,
Yeah.
the two streams.
Yeah, like a hybrid event. So I have a retainer client I've been working with for 6 months on sales and marketing, and they're in the video conferencing business. So they are going absolutely crazy right now. They were part of the sponsors of the Global Meetings Industry Day last week, which is the one day where all the meetings and
Oh,
event professionals get together. We tried to break a Guinness World Book of Record we had 13,000 people on an online meeting. all around from about 50 different countries, all celebrating, the meetings industry, which should bring billions into the economy. It's huge. And so now my Resolve collaboration services, they put on virtual events. They can actually put on high quality, like TV quality events without ever all remote. So they just that's what they've been doing for 15 years. And so they do a lot. They will be doing a lot of more hybrid events, which is, you've got your conference, and then you've got people watching
The
online
live stream.
live stream. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
And I think we're going to see a lot more of that going forward. And we're going to see a lot more, even for corporations as well, using Zoom or whatever web, whatever video conferencing software it is for events rather than travel.
Yeah, well,
That's what I think.
they have their own platform, so they're much more secure than Zoom, because it's been banned by the federal government and other things because of the security issues. I was saying to you, is if I had to pivot from 1 week teaching my university class on entrepreneurial sales live and in person twice a week, to having it on Zoom, and I had my first virtual hecklers, right? I had some student, let in some of his friends who disrupted the class until I kicked them out. So yeah, lots of fun. So it's challenging, but it's all doable, right? It's just people,
Right.
you have to, to keep the engagement going through using, I was using an app called Mentimeter, and you can do polls and ask questions and do word clouds, and it's fabulous. And it keeps them engaged. Yeah, Mentimeter is the one. It's free for a limited number of questions. But you can just, I asked my first class on a scale of 1 to 10, how were they feeling? And my first class on a Tuesday was 7. And my second class on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon was an 8.5. I said, why do you think there was a difference? They go, Thursday's closer to the weekend. So that's why they're happier. Students, what can you say?
Yeah, although I don't know. To me, weekend doesn't seem, it's hard to know what day it is anymore.
I know, but it's I know you have to look at your phone and go, oh, okay, it's that day. But I'm as busy, if not busier, than before.
Right.
Just there's so much going on, and so there's business out there. Like, there's only a third of the employed Canadians are laid off, basically, like applied for assistance. That means so that means 66% are still employed. So the business to business is still going on. They're working from home, but you'll see, one of the differences, I think, will be the banks have pulled their call center people and let them work from home. Like 9 to 10,000 person call centers are working from home. That means they save the commute, the pollution that comes with it, the whole time effort, the stress of getting to work. And the bank saves all the expensive office space that they don't need anymore.
Right.
So I think there's going to be, and I think, as a huge environmentalist, we'll see a much, I think this is the reset from Mother Nature going, hey, you're burning up the planet. Something has to change. And
yes. And what's the reason that the employees from the call center have to work all together in one center like that and can't work from home?
Well, there's a case for, having the community, but what I've found is we have like at 5:30, I've got a group call with a Power Women group call from a group that I hang out with, of speakers and experts and coaches. And when you see the faces on the screen, and you've got maybe a dozen, or you have like the house party, like it's like being there.
It is.
And there's no reason. I speak to my friend Helen in Buenos Aires every Friday morning. It's just as clear as you and I. It's just as clear. And I mean, she's millions of miles away. And, and we've been doing that for years now. She was an accountability partner originally, and then we became best friends because we talked every week and shared everything. And she still holds me accountable, and we help each other with our businesses. And as long as you got enough support in your life outside of your family, that you can people you can rant at, and people you can cry with, and people you can just ask for help and have fun with, and some belly laughs, then That's the way to stay sane, I think, is find reasons to laugh more.
Right.
Find
Right. Yeah.
one of my tips is I type in bloopers, YouTube, my favorite show like Friends or something, and I watch the blooper reels, and that's it. You might, even when you're sad, is you watch a couple minutes and then you can't help but laugh.
Yeah. And that's true. And laughter is the best medicine, as they
That's
say,
right.
right?
That's right. That's right. I mean, it just releases all those happy hormones, and yeah, I mean, it's also good to feel the anger, and just go. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be pissed off, and just okay. But that too will pass, right?
Yes.
Everything's sort of in balance. So if you're going to be happy, you're going to be sad. But you can't appreciate your happiness if you don't feel the sadness.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah. You can feel it. Just don't stay there. Just
Can't
don't
do
hold it, suppress it, and hold it in you.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I think that we're gonna see a lot of appreciating the little things going
yeah,
forward.
yeah.
Uh, even just being able to go have a coffee with a friend,
I know, I know.
you
Things you
know,
take
think
for granted.
yeah, and even just
Right.
going to a restaurant. Well, we can get the takeout and bring it home. It's still not the same as going out to a restaurant, the whole experience. So,
Yeah,
um, and for the other thing too is right now we made an order for grass seed and fertilizer for the backyard from Home Depot
yeah,
uh, last Friday. What are we today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's still not ready yet for curbside pickup.
yeah. Wow.
I don't know what this, is supposed to, but if we can't have it taking 5 days to get an order, imagine,
Yes, it
trying
can.
to,
Yes, it can, Michelle, because you're not the only one wanting to
I
do that.
know it just seems so crazy compared to before when we could just run there,
I
10 minutes,
know, I
grab
know.
it and
But
go.
we're part of this,
Again,
where somebody said instant gratification isn't fast enough, right? It's like we wanted it yesterday, right? Just
yes,
I know, and I
yes.
think I don't know. It's just when I started hearing about the 3 week delivery time frame for groceries, that's
Oh,
when I
yeah.
knew, like, okay, this is because instead of a million people going shopping every day, it's like a million people wanting the shopping to be done for them, and if that's why you just physically can't do it. Even though
Yeah.
it's because I mean now it's the fertilizing grass seed kind of
Yeah.
time.
No, it's just obviously there's also
Yeah,
less staff everywhere. And this is not the business model that they didn't have this order fulfillment and curbside pickup like this.
oh
And groceries, yeah, we were using online grocery gateway before this happened. We would use that occasionally, and yeah, you can't even get it. It's just totally off the map. So it's more than a month if you want
wow.
to schedule it, which just doesn't
How
really
do you figure out
work.
what you want a month from now? I mean, that's
Exactly. And then also, you don't know what you're going to get necessarily. It
yeah,
depends what they have in stock at that point in time. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, a lot of things like that is,
I was going to say is what was in my neighborhood Facebook group is that if there's a huge there's jobs for people too, and it's the PC Express, the Loblaws equivalent of
yep,
Grocery Gateway. So there's jobs open for working at night,
yes.
fulfilling those orders.
Yeah, because I know Loblaws was trying to really bump that up, beef it up,
Yeah,
and hire a lot of people,
yeah.
um,
So
as
somebody,
well as the food prep like HelloFresh, Chef's Plate, and Good Food places like that. Those places are really busy, and they've hired all kinds of people as well.
wow,
And the grocery stores, I think I heard 400% up
wow,
or
wow.
something like that. So that they've had to hire more people. So, things like that are really, there's jobs for people doing that. And there's also people who have come out and just offered their own services to go pick up groceries
Yeah, yeah,
and start a little business like that locally,
yeah.
um, as well. So yeah, it's just a matter of being creative,
Yeah, I mean,
like you said.
I think it's, we've had such a comfortable, rich lifestyle for so long with the instant gratification of, yeah, I mean, what do you mean it's going to take half a minute or 30 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm hungry, and now it's like, I'll have to go pick it up if I want my pizza, right? Or, but you know, it's different times, but I think that I'm saying we're going to have a gentler, more tolerant world. We're going to be, you know,
More compassion.
more compassionate for sure. And it's just some of the little glitches that were annoying before and people would complain about. It's like, yeah, you know, because as you said, we're going to be grateful that we can go out again, that we can
Yeah.
not have to dress up warmly to go grocery shopping and spend half the time in the lineup. Like I whizzed into a Loblaw store last week and I just whizzed right in, and but the checkout was like, you know, half an hour long.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
so you're gonna wait one time or one way or the other, you know. But it's still, I mean, still compared to, I've been to Romania where in the grocery store these people would just rush through the shopping. I was going like, why? Then I realized that if you wanted jam, they had a huge selection of jam, like huge thing, one kind, one kind of jam. That's it. So if you wanted jam, it was it. You didn't have to figure out what flavor. It was just one kind of brown reddish jam, and like bread, one kind. So that's why they were running through the supermarket. There was nothing to
Right.
eat. There was no fresh fruit. There was no fresh vegetables, no meat. It was
Yes. Yeah.
sad.
So
Yeah.
while this is so,
Oh,
hard to
well.
believe for us, it's still nothing compared to other parts of the world,
Oh God,
what
no.
people have to go through. I had somebody on here as well who grew up in a communist system, and she was young then, but she remembers her mom with the rations and the tickets when you go to the grocery store,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, where you could only get so much, and it wasn't really enough for the family for the week, but that was all you were allowed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this is really, we're gonna appreciate the little things. I think at the same point in with all the corporations having to send everyone home, like you said, the call centers, but also just the banks and big companies like that, they're gonna find that it is possible to have employees working from home, and they actually do work.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's just
So
anything to get away from the kids. Mommy's working, you know.
So, going forward, maybe there'll be more flexibility in terms of that. Like you say, the call centers, maybe they don't need that big space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they don't need all that office space. And then we'll have less people on the roads, less people with pollution.
Less
Uh,
stress too
and it's less stress, especially here in Toronto. If you have to commute, and you're guaranteed an hour, and if you're driving, it's never fun.
Yeah, no, I
The
know.
traffic.
So for me, you know, I'm saving all the parking expenses of, $15 twice a week and all the commuting. Getting there, for a 3 o'clock class was like 25 minutes, but getting home could have been an hour and a half some nights. It just depends. But it's Toronto. Yeah, it just where I live isn't really transit friendly, and so
Right.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's whatever. Yeah, I think we're we're in a good space. The government's really stepped up to, now the students are getting a subsidy too, like 12.50 a month, which
Yes.
most of them live at home, so that should keep them afloat for the summer. It's not as much as they'd make in a summer job maybe, but still it's something to keep them, and they can think about ways of doing online jobs of some sort, telemarketing,
There's so
healthcare,
much, with
yeah,
the technology and everything, or they just, learn another skill or learn something over
yeah,
the summer
yeah,
that they can use going forward.
that's right. Yeah,
There's
stop.
so many options with the technology of what we can do
Right, right.
with this time. So it's really about perspective and how you choose to see this time,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
choose to see it as an opportunity, and choose to see it as a chance to actually be still for a bit and
Yeah.
just be instead of do.
Yeah, we're human beings, not human doings, right? And I think some people have problems with the slowing down, is that they have to start working on the voices in their heads and deal with that, the demons. But once you've gone through that and you've dealt with that, and it's excess baggage and got rid of it, then life's good. It's okay to be still and binge on Netflix. Too hot to
Right.
handle. Oh my God, that's just the latest one. Like, oh God. So there's always something to amuse you. Like you can learn on Netflix, or you can just be totally, you know, finding your favorite sitcom to watch or movie or something. There's always something there too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there is. Although we're going to be kind of running out of things because all the shows have stopped production, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but there's the, you know, it's a back
But
thing.
there's still a lot. I know there's still a
Yeah.
lot out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think it was great talking to you, Patty. I think that we're gonna come through this, like
Yeah.
you say, more compassionate, kinder. People are actually gonna smile at each other.
Yeah, that's right. And you too. Look at you smiling.
And people. That's what somebody was saying on another interview that I had. People are gonna actually, smile at their neighbors and say hi.
I know. We do that anyways down here. You can tell when somebody's not from the hood if they don't. You pass them and they don't say hello, then you know. Oh, you're not from here, are you? Because it's what we do down here. I don't know.
Right.
Smaller neighborhood. I mean, I know downtown Toronto is like no eye contact, but here it's pretty normal. But it's just that whole social distancing. So it puts you, oh God, too close to you. You know. Yeah. Anyways, pleasure
Yeah.
talking to you, Michelle. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me on the show. All right. Take
Thank
care.
you. You too.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.